Hi, welcome to the bathtub. When you hear this music, that's the sound of all the Christmas tunes that we can't use anymore because they threaten to sue us. Especially the Ronettes, those litigious bastards. We can't use any music anymore. But it's still Christmas. We shouldn't say litigious bastards at Christmas. We all know that. And it's this time of the year when the master bather takes off all my normal master bathing accoutrements, and I put on this, and I become the Christmas masturbator. That's the thing here we do with the bathtub every year. We have a special couple of Christmas episodes, and this year we're doing a couple. We have a special. We call them our Christmas Bathtaculars because they're bathtabulous, and they're simply they're unparalleled. Every year for the 60, 70, 80 years we've been doing this stupid show since. We started at a 5,000 watt radio station in Fresno, California, as you all know, and this whole Christmas shindig that we do every year was the result of a bet between me, Jack Benny, Fred Allen, and some other guy I can't remember. Godfrey. Godfrey Cambridge. No, it wasn't Godfrey Cambridge. Godfrey Cambridge. I wish he had been there because I did like Godfrey Cambridge. It was Arthur Godfrey. Arthur Godfrey. They're very similar. Very similar characters, and that's it. That's how we got to this day here. Every year we do something different. I mean, like we've had dancing girls coming through, and we've had Santa's been here, and the reindeer prancing through here. We had a big whiteboard, but this year we're going to do two special episodes. One is going to be this one. It's called the 12 Days of Christmas, and basically it's like 12 or so books that I'm either reading right now or just finished reading in the most selfish reading period of the year. I mean, every day should be selfish reading day. Here's our spring water, natural water, no alcohol. No, there may be a Quaalude or two in there. I don't remember anymore what I put in these glasses of water. But we don't have any pixels, and we're doing this basically just 12 or so books or entertainments that I'm selfishly reading and enjoying over Christmas. That's all. So 12. We're going 12 or so. I was going to do like 12 episodes. I thought, God, that's too much. I'd have to actually start counting. And this is all the different stuff we're reading. So what have we read? We've been reading a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to read. Here's one of the books that's on my selfish Christmas list. Normally at Christmas, usually I try to find a big book, like a Charles Dickens book or something that's like I can just immerse myself in. But this year I just felt like just reading lots of different weird crap. This is Volume 5, The Complete Stories of Theodore Sturgeon. This is called The Perfect Host. And I bought all these series when they came out. I'm a big Theodore Sturgeon fan, as you all know. And what have I read? I read the first 4 or 5 stories in the past few weeks. And one of them I read was called Unite and Conquer, which is, I know I've read it 2 or 3 times. It's one of those periods when Sturgeon writes a lot about kind of geniuses who use their genius to try to save the world. And this is about a couple of brothers, one of whom is a genius and tries to save the world. I haven't read The Perfect Host yet. I'm up to that one. That's considered one of his best stories. I don't remember that story. But anyway, this is the wonderful North Atlantic Books did these years ago, and I think there's 12 or 13 of these, and they're wonderful books to have, especially at Christmas. Here's a book I'm going to read. People, every once in a while, somebody gets annoyed with me because I haven't finished reading the Cormac McCarthy. One of our projects last year was reading through all of Cormac McCarthy's books. I'm up to The Gardener's Son. It's one of his, I think maybe his first screenplay, and I started it. I just got through the introduction and so forth. And I want to read that over Christmas. That'll be kind of fun to read. We started reading Clark Ashton Smith's a new volume of his stories called Interplanetaries, which are his outer space fictions and going to Mars. And everywhere he goes, there's giant monsters and vampires and stuff. But they're kind of beautifully written and peculiar story writers. We're big fans of him. We're big fans of Hippocampus. I'm about a third of the way through that. I'm reading that over Christmas when I get a chance. I'm finishing, I think this is the 3rd volume of the Dunbury Chronicles. I got all the Dunbury books, and I've always wanted to read through Dunbury from beginning to end. And I think I'm up at volume 3. I'm almost finished with this one, but I forgot all about it. But it's here. Here's a couple cool books I've been reading. Dodo, you want to come out, or are you just going to make noise? You want to come say, hey, Happy Christmas? Dodo? Come on, Dodo. Dodo, come. No, they never do anything I want them to do. I just finished reading some Michael Moorcock's. We talked about Michael Moorcock. He's good at Christmas, because it's totally pointless, ridiculous, silly stuff. I read The Bane of the Black Sword. There she comes. Come on. Oh. Dodo, you a little scared by that? Come on. Come on. We don't want you to impale yourself on the... It'd be a horrible Christmas show if the parakeet impaled itself on the reindeer hat. There you go. You can come say hi. Say Happy Christmas. Can you say Happy Christmas? Happy Christmas. Oh, you're going to have a big poo. Thank you so much. Very nice. Dodo, I don't want to put the hat on because it's Christmas. I'm going to let Dodo stay there. I don't normally do this, but she can stay there if she wants. Bane of the Black Sword. Anyway, the Elric books are not my favorite of the Moorcock books. These are some of his earliest stuff. He's most famous for these, I guess, in a funny way. He's the albino swordsman who has a super evil sword that is his sidekick or something like that. Anyway, they're kind of novelettes that he published in his lifetime. And come on, Dodo, don't make me get out. I've got it here too. I'm not going to put that. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. I got the hat. How's that, Dodo? And then we can put this on top. No, we can't. It doesn't work. Anyway, I have to be careful with that. I don't want her to... That would be a horrible thing to have this skewered... poor skewered creature. I'm going to put this back on. This might scare you off. Oh, you don't like that at all. Look at that. She does not like that. Oh, okay. I think we're going to leave that there. Anyway, I finally got to the end of it. I was going to read this whole series. I like a lot of the Moorcock books better than this. They're kind of novelettes. They're kind of jangled together novelettes with these kind of cool old dog covers. And I'm now reading, at the moment, I'm in the middle of 2/3 of the way through a book I never read. I think it's the first of the novels he wrote. Most of these were novelettes or kind of tied together, called Stormbringer. Stormbringer is his super evil sword that he runs around killing people with. I enjoy him. I like him. These are not my favorite of his books, but I like them. Here's another. I don't know if we're up to 12. We've got 6 or 8 of these so far. Pikmin 1 and 2. This is on my Christmas bookshelf. It's a computer game. I love the Pikmin games. I played the Pikmin 1 and 2 games many times over the past 10, 15 years. And I picked up, a few weeks ago, I picked this up. It was a little torn up. I got this second hand. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. I got for my Nintendo Switch, which I hardly ever use. But over Christmas, I'm going to try to use that cool game, Pikmin. Here's another book on my shelf. I've never read Saki. Somebody told me, I've been told over the years that he was a big influence on one of my favorite writers, John Collier. And he writes these kind of weird comic stories and kind of demonish stories and funny stories. And anyway, I got a book of stories by Kasaki. I may try to read that, put that on the short story roundabout over Christmas. Here's some stuff I read about a few weeks ago, maybe just last week. I got back to the Maygrays. I'm right down to the end. 2 of their best Maygrays. Maygray's Childhood Friend and Maygray and the Killer. These are 2 incredible. I really love the Maygrays near the end of Simonon's writing career. This is a brilliant one. The idea is that there's it's an old friend of his from when he was a kid who was kind of a bullshit artist and a class clown. And I may just wear this all the time. The class clown, and he's got a girlfriend who sleeps around with different men and makes all the different men think that they're keeping her and paying for her apartment. And so she got like 3 or 4 guys like this on the hook, and she gets killed. Anyway, this old friend comes to Maygray and wants his help, and you have to follow it along. But just the relationships between all the characters—that's what's the fun part. And I love Maygray and the Killer. Terrific, really, really good one. I've read this before. I've read both of these before, but we're reading them in sequence. That our buddy Sean Whiteside is the translator of that one. We hear sometimes from Howard Curtis. Sean Whiteside did that one. Anyway, I love the late Simonons even better than the early ones. And this is a terrific one. It's the idea of a guy who's a killer, who's a bit of a psychopath killer, and at the beginning, the story changes quite a bit as we move along. Finally, we also read On the Danger Line. I just sold this. Dodo, you can keep it down now. On the Danger Line. I just sold the first edition hardcover of this. And I read the first... These were often published 2 novels together. And this was something that's not often... Because his novels are all about short, 110, 120 pages. And this one is called... Between Dodo and the Dog Barking. Hometown. I loved Hometown. This is like from the 40s. This is from the 40s. I gotta go tell the dog to be quiet. She's driving me crazy. Lucky, stop it. Hush. No one listens to me. No one ever listens to me. Anyway, it's Christmas, so I'm gonna let the dog bark. Anyway, Hometown is about a guy who goes back to his hometown, as you'd guess, and he's been traveling all over the world. He's a bit of a con man, and he decides he's going to go back to his hometown and kind of rip everybody off, all these people he hated from his childhood. It's a terrific book, a really good 120-page novel. If you get a chance to find On the Danger Line, the first novel in there is terrific, and I've also put right at the top of my list, probably I'll be reading in the next few days over the 12 days of Christmas. The second novel is called The Green Thermos. I have no idea what that's about. So I'll read the second novel of that, and I'm going to get the next 2. I mean, these are just effortless to read. Maigret and the Wine Merchant and Maigret's Mad Woman. And I may actually finish this whole project of reading all the Simenons over Christmas. Nearing the end here, what else have we got here? All the animals are quieting down a bit. I think I'm going to try to go back and read Algon Blackwood. We started reading horror stories about 4 or 5 years ago here at the Bathtub, and I really like some of the Algernon Blackwood stories, and I forget which ones I've read and which ones I haven't. This is a lovely S.T. Joshi again. We're big fans of S.T. Joshi's anthologies and his introductions. Anyway, I think I'll go back and probably read which ones I haven't read or just reread the ones I read. You always want to have some good horror stories at Christmas are really useful. We're getting near the end here. Every year at Christmas, the wonderful people at Fantagraphics bring out a new volume of the Uncle Scrooge comics. Excellent. Just excellent fun and ridiculous. They're running out of Uncle Scrooge comics, so they're starting to do a lot of Gyro Gear Loose. Anyway, I read the first one already, Cave of Alibaba, and that's going to be, that's definitely on my stack of books next to the Christmas shelf, the 12 Days of Christmas. And at the same time, I've been reading... Every once in a while, I pick up something off Kindle. I'm so sorry. Or Comixology, which I used to buy until they were bought by those bastards at Amazon. Anyway, I picked up this Justice League of America. They call it a graphic novel, but it's like 10 or 15 Justice League of Americas from the 60s and the 70s, probably the early 70s, when Denny O'Neil writes a lot for them. And it's fun. They're kind of confusing. There's one whole comic which is just a joke about Harlan Ellison, who was a big comics reader, and he's one of the characters in the book. Anyway, it's fun. I enjoyed it. And that's it. That's my 12 Days of Christmas. That's what I'm reading for Christmas. I hope you guys have got lots of good stuff for Christmas. Finally, my short story, Dazzle's Christmas Miracle, has been, as I mentioned, has been published in the issue 10, December 2023 of Ravana Review. I'm going to try to post a scannable copy of that on my Facebook page if Robert, the editor, doesn't mind. But we'll see. Anyway, it's always good to support. You want to support the Ravana Review. They publish short stories, reviews, and we've got a couple pieces in there. And also, don't forget, it's Christmas. Always a good time to think about Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson, Christmas, they kind of go together like Bob Johnson at Christmas. You can't think of two things that don't go together more closely than that. This is my novel in 303-paragraph short stories. It is completely useless. If you learn anything from this book, there's something wrong with you. It is, I think, a very funny book, and it's kind of an experiment in Oulipian narrative logic. So each paragraph has 3 paragraphs. Each story has 3 paragraphs. It comes from my years of teaching and trying to teach my students what a paragraph means in short stories, or in fiction. And then also my newest novel, On the Planet of Bold Women. They're not shy women. They're not diffident women. They're bold women, and they're all there. And it's my wife's lovely art, and my terrible design sense. My son's good design sense mixed up with my terrible design sense. But anyway, it's a very funny novel, I think, and you should read those for Christmas and put them on your Christmas 12 Days of Christmas shelf. Finally, I'm going to stop this now, and the next episode you'll see, the last episode you'll see before Christmas, will be our 2023 Christmas quiz. This is the new thing we're doing this year. We always try to do something totally different every year at Christmas. And this year we're going to have a special Christmas quiz for all of you quizmeisters out there, people who love to take quizzes at Christmas. The British love taking quizzes. I don't know why that is. I think they're in school or something. But they're always taking quizzes. And we're going to give you a quiz. It's all about Christmas, and it's all about reading great books in the bathtub. Okay? Dodo, you can say goodbye. I'm going to take the hat off. You can come back. Come on. Come on, Dodo. Want to say goodbye? Come on. See, they never do anything I tell them to. Have a great holiday. Don't miss the Bathtacular quiz coming up before Christmas Day.